Hello and welcome to the Field Engineer channel. Thank you all for your continued interest and for following our talks. Please subscribe to be informed of new episodes and hit the like button if you like the content of our talk. Our guest today is Slava Gorovoy. Slava is a member of the Field Engineer community since April 2023 and brings a wealth of experience in team leadership, business innovation, artificial intelligence, and digital transformation. Slava, welcome to our talk.
Thank you, Guy, and welcome to our listeners and our viewers as well. Pleasure to
Excellent. Slava, we're going to start with you telling us about yourself a little bit. Please go ahead.
Wonderful. So from early age, I was fascinated by people and technology. And I commenced my studies in mechanical engineering and gradually progressed into management roles and diversified with various digital project management functions. And I think it worked well for me because it is an asset for anyone when they starting kind of from the entry roles like service technician, apprentice, and they progress up the ladder, and it gives people the understanding of all the levels and intricacies and involvements that are required to perform in each stage of their career. I'm very passionate about artificial technology and digital systems and what it can do for humanity. And I'm on a mission to help people to embrace it in a responsible and ethical way to improve people's lives.
That's very nice to hear and very much appreciated. Could you share with us, Slava, a pivotal moment in your career that led you to focus on AI and business transformation?
Yeah, so the journey started maybe about 8-10 years ago. Early on, companies started embracing CRMs, customer relationship management systems. And it completely revolutionized how service operations are managed, because it was either paper books or spreadsheets, and suddenly you have a centralized system that is giving you all this information at your fingertips. So I was responsible for leading a project of integrating Salesforce CRM with SAP to support Australia and New Zealand service center operations network. So that included supply chain, warehousing, logistics. So I really got the taste of what impact and empowerment it can have for field service and workshop-based teams. The other aspect that fascinated me was it really showed how much efficiency and focus on highest value activities teams can have, rather than being bogged down in the mundane kind of fill-in forms and stuff like that.
Right.
So that was the beginning, and then in the latest role, I saw that there are two main tools that are being used in the company: email and spreadsheet. And it at some point it became just practically impossible to stay on top of things and manage global remote team. So I actually had a lot of conversation with senior management, and it took a lot of grinding to get their buy-in and approval to bring project management system powered by Monday.com. And then I think 2 years ago, GenAI really started getting into the game, and a lot of features started being implemented, developed. And I saw how much more potential it can have to help us improve our quality of work and use that time gained for something that we really love and enjoy.
Right. And that makes sense. And the AI,
Absolutely.
as we know, is very big these days. But what I want to ask you, because you are fully into AI, what are the biggest misconceptions about AI in the field service industry, and how can engineers overcome them?
So the biggest misconception about AI in general is that it can do everything and anything, and that it's going to replace us all. That's completely untrue. So the way I like to explain AI is it's like a baby, right? That doesn't know anything, but it's open to learning everything. So the quality of responses and interaction depends on the quality of the information we provide to it, how we speak to it, and what do we want from it. So I see already a lot of companies that implement it in their aftermarket and service operations, and it enhances their field service operations in a sense that that system can analyze thousands of technical support cases. And when service engineer is in the field, it can actually go on the system and ask directly the question of the chatbot for help. So instead of breaking their head, what do I do, and having the customer irate and upset, in a click of a button that can solve their problem. But the way to do this, you have to ask the right question, right? Because it's like people, if we don't know what we want, they won't be able to tell us what we need. Correct. So I think that's a key takeaway from my discovery so far.
Okay, that's quite something. As you said, misconception can mislead people to fear and worries that are not really necessary. How did your experiences in service and business management influence your approach to leadership and innovation?
Yeah, again, going back to that example that I started from pretty much entry level roles, worked actually with my hands and on the different weather conditions and situations and pressure and stuff like that. So I have the awareness and understanding of what actually people in the field are dealing with, and that helps adapt and adjust the expectations, the targets, the deliverables. And again, for me, I'm trying to see how can I make it easier on people, whether through process enhancement, whether through introduction of new digital solutions, or through implementation of additional training for my team members.
And talking about team members, managing teams and maintaining a work-life balance can be challenging for everyone, whether it is at the field engineer level or the field management level. What strategies have you found effective in these areas?
So for me, what works the best is I like exercise. So I have structured routine of morning exercise, then I go to gym, Actually, after our call, I'll go and hit the gym. I like keeping my mind preoccupied, so I commit to at least 20 minutes a day of learning something new. Doesn't matter what topic, I just like to explore things. Spending time in nature is very helpful. So I actually allocated a fixed day. Sunday is the day that I don't go into my computer room and go for a walk with my wife in the forest. Forest bathing. That's a Japanese concept that they developed.
Mhm.
Yeah, spending time with my kids, and just enjoying life. There's a lot to enjoy, so
I
that
bet.
that yeah.
So if I get it right, it's more about the quality of the time rather than the span of time that you spend in your personal life.
Yeah, so look, actually, very good question and contribution, right? During the week, right? Especially, I been working from home almost 6 years now, and it feels sometimes very lonely. Yes, I had teams in Asia, and I would travel, but majority of time it's just you and the screen. So I joined community groups, so I have a group. We go and have in-depth discussion that energize and make help put things into perspective. So twice a week I go and have a chat to people and share stuff, and it just helps to come back home and feel refreshed and reset. So having a support community group, someone to talk to, very helps, very much.
I agree. I agree. And something maybe we forgot to mention at the beginning, you live in Australia, in Brisbane, right?
Yeah.
And when you mention
Yes.
going to the forest and spending time in nature, that's the fact of where you live. You have forests around you, and when the weather permits, this is what you do.
Yeah, and the other passion that I have is scuba diving.
Okay.
So I try once or twice a year to go to Great Barrier Reef, and there are liveaboard tours. So it's 3 days, 2 nights. You just stay on the boat in the middle of the ocean, and they take you around and just scuba dive, and it's very relaxing, and seeing all this nature and this beauty, and yeah, and just disconnect. No reception.
Yeah.
So it's very liberating and helps to reset and refresh and come back into real life,
Yeah.
much more
That's
balanced.
for field engineers, that is the role of the manager, to allow the field engineers from time to time to be able to disconnect and enjoy quality time for themselves before they get back to the action and service their customers. Reflecting on your career, Slava, is there anything you would have approached differently?
uh, Look, I think that everything that unfolded in my career and in my life, at some point it seemed like something that was negative. When change happens, we tend to look at this as something harsh and unfair and stuff like that. But looking back, I see that everything that I experienced was for the better. Every time new opportunities presented themselves, it wasn't a straight road. It wasn't like I thought it's going to be,
Mhm.
but the outcome was always exactly what I needed, and helped me to get closer to my purpose. And I want to mention that my purpose is to actually help organizations to create an inclusive organizational culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it maybe sounds bombastic, but I want to give you an example. Unfortunately, what I've experienced in my career has been pigeonhole, right? So you get the position description, and this is your box.
Yeah.
Many times people come and they say, look, I think I can contribute here, or I want to do something different. This is my talents. And the managers usually say, yeah, we don't have that. So this is what you have, and that's it. And that creates so much frustration, so much wasted time of managing performance, absenteeism, loss of productivity, all these things. And what my objective, especially with all these amazing tools that we have now, is to be able to help people to unlock their full potential. So I'll give you an example. So in my last role, right, I had a team, and I was thinking, okay, so what else can I do to help these people, right? And I asked them to complete the survey, how they interact, what they preference, what their skills, what they want, and stuff like that, right? With their permission, I loaded this into AI, and I said, hey, can you look at the person's career aspirations and current skill set and position description and tell me where can they excel and how they can do better and how can I support them? And AI gave me a full plan that I shared with my team members. We discussed it and we kind of put a structure into it, broken it down. Okay, what do we do? How do we do it? And it reduced my time of checking, supervising, and all the details that managers usually forced to do when it's misaligned with what people actually are naturally good at. I'm not saying that it was perfect, but I think that this is a step in the right direction where we can use the technology for the benefit of the people.
Interesting concept. First time I hear about something like this, and I find it fascinating. That's really nice. About field engineers, what key skills should they develop to stay competitive in an AI-driven industry?
So for people that have not experienced AI yet, I can say, please try it. It's not scary, it's not hard. I think that it's the easiest technology to learn to some degree to start with than all the industrial revolutions that came before that.
Okay.
So the other aspect is that we as humanity need to be prepared that with this technology and evolution, our career transformation transition will be happening much more frequent and faster. So staying up to date with what is happening in the industry is crucial. Because like every day, what I would recommend, you can actually go on Google and ask Google to send you alerts for keywords. So every day or every week you can get alerts about topics that you interest. So for example, I follow AI and aftermarket. So that's the keywords that I ask Google to find for me. So every week I receive news. So it's very easy to actually implement. And it fits into 20 days, 20 minutes a day of learning and development, just to read that. So that's that. Yeah, it's exciting times, and I think that having the traditional knowledge of what people acquire, how they with their practical skills, theoretical knowledge, all this still need to be developed and enhanced. And then when it's combined with AI capability and human knowledge, there will be an amazing outcome. So that will guarantee that in any role, field service, management, IT, wherever people are, they're going to be in demand.
Interesting. And what you were saying goes a little bit into the aspect of coaching people. And I want to ask you, maybe you can share with us a coaching success story where your guidance significantly impacted an engineer's career.
So in my recent role, I was assigned one person, and it was during COVID, so I couldn't travel even to meet them. And it was challenging because that person was used to a certain way of operation and method of thinking. And the way I approach leading people is, my focus is not to teach people how to do their jobs. My focus is to help people to learn how to think for themselves. And I think that's been my biggest success with this person, that seeing the transformation within 3.5 years from a worker that was completely dependent on my guidance and the support to transition into regional customer service manager.
Interesting. And that's a very good approach. As you said, it's really about showing people and teaching people how to think on their own, what aspects to consider, what approaches to look into before they make a decision. Very wise. Slava, with the time that we have, I'm going to thank you for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. It has been a pleasure having you with us on the talk. I'm sure we can maybe have future opportunities to expand a bit more on AI and other ideas, but I think it was a good introduction today with you, and I appreciate your expertise.
Thank you.